Hi everybody, what a day. Not one I really wish to go much into, but it is something to do with getting a child of compulsory school going age into a government school. It had a little to do with my elderly mother not feeling well. Well, lots of tears and stress, but a kind estate agent took us on a tour, and at the very least, we saw two houses which are habitable for my family and the animals. So tomorrow I'm going all the way back to start the negotiations. So I do not wish to jinx it by talking about it any further. Suffice it to say, I think I reached a point where I really need a break. The year had barely started, and I am tired and run down. Anyway, forget about me for a while. We are here together to talk about the royals, and I want to start where I left off yesterday. But before I do, I just want to say that I saw Harry running or jogging in the traffic. Meghan has her parking lot pack walks, and Harry has his cycling and jogging right there in traffic where Backgrid and the public can't possibly miss old sad sack. Anyway, I think he looks as defiant as always. Anyway, also, not why I'm here today. I really, really want to continue where I left off yesterday, namely with the children. A photo of Megan standing in front of a baby bed or cot, kissing a baby, supposedly Archie. And because it is supposedly Archie, I guess it was supposedly taken in Frogmore Cottage. Except that I doubt that too, and here is why. That baby bed is a cheap one, probably from some chain store. Everything else, the small wooden cabinet in the corner, the casing going down the wall, none of it says old money, taste. Even the baby's clothes is dated, and Megan looks much younger, and the dress or top she's wearing looks typically late 90s, early 2000s. And the child? If that child was photographed in Frogmore, then it is definitely not Archie, because Archie definitely did not have visible dark hair until way after his first birthday. Some are suggesting that it is actually Lily between 4 to 6 months, but then where was the photograph taken? Because that is not the nursery at the Montecito mansion. And do you really think Meghan would buy such a cheap cot for her home? Please note, I'm saying for her home and not for her child. Okay, so who could that child be? I don't know. Maybe one of the Suits cast children. On the first photograph, you can see Megan holding one of Sarah Rafferty's daughters during a visit by Rick Hoffman's parents to the set. In another photo, we also see Megan holding Rick's baby son a couple of years ago. Now, just a little something about Rick Hoffman. I do not believe that Rick was just Mr. Nice Guy who was just Megan's buddy, her friend, a friend who took her to a wedding overseas as his plus one, etc. Sorry, people, in my opinion, these photographs of Megan and Rick tell a story, not so much from her side as from his. And in my opinion, I think he had high hopes that he may end up with her. And maybe the feelings he had for Megan were responsible for the faces he pulled during the wedding. Yes, he said someone sitting close to him during the service had halitosis. And I guess it's possible. But it does not really account for the faces before and after the wedding, does it? No, in my very not so humble opinion, Rick, dear Rick Hoffman, knew what Meghan was up to. I think he himself was used and discarded, and he knew she was going to eat Harry alive. He knew it because he had been there. Now, other than post this one picture of Rick's son as a baby and Meghan, I'm not going to post other pictures of Rick's son. It is not fair and not right to do so. If you're really curious, then you yourself can go to his Instagram page. But I have something to say about all of this, regardless of not posting any more pictures of the child. I think if I have to hear once more that Eugenie lent her son August to play Archie or Lilibet, I'm going to vomit. Maybe, just maybe, Meghan accidentally slipped a picture of little August in somewhere because it was taken at a distance. But Eugenie is not lending her child to Harry and Meghan for photo shoots and or to play Lily or Archie. Good Lord. I saw a post on Instagram of a photograph of August at about two and a half, and one of Archie at about two and a half. And now people are saying, see, it's the same child. No, it isn't. No, it can't be, because Archie was born in May 2019, or even a month earlier, and August was born in February 2021, just short of 2 years later. So you can't take a photograph of Archie and a photo of August and say it is the same child, because when Archie was 2, August was just born, or at the most 3 months old. As for him playing Lily, I just don't know what to say. We have seen so many lilies that I don't know which one is the right one, but none of the lilies I saw looked anything like August. Oh my word, people of Instagram and Twitter or X, it is not just the photographs that counts, but when they were taken. Anyway, my dears, like I said, I am not going to post pictures of Rick Hoffman's son, but his son, who is now about 7 or 8, I think, looked more like Archie when he was 4 than August Brooksbank looks like Archie. This poor child, Rick Hoffman's son, has the same hair, the same dark eyelashes. And I mean, remember, no one knows who Rick's son's mother is. Well, was the so-called mother perhaps the surrogate, and was an egg from a cast member, one Rachel Zane, used? Honestly, I'm just talking in the wind, just spitballing, as one of my favorite channels calls it. But if some others can come up with such wild imaginings and theories, then why can't I? I had it on very good authority a few years ago that Meghan does fool around with the children's photographs, and this authority knew exactly which ones were fooled with, because she knew Archie and had seen him enough times to know the difference. So is Meghan manipulating photographs of other people's children? Oh, yes, 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 very definitely. The very first one I personally called her out on was when she combined a photograph of Jessica Mulroney's son and Stacey Solomon's baby. What she did was she took Jessica Mulroney's son out of the photograph and she took and she put Stacey Solomon's baby into the photograph. And then I'm talking about Stacey's baby Rex. So yes, Meghan is capable and does do that, borrowing from others all the time. But those who she is borrowing from, are not always aware that she's doing so. So, guys, before we start blaming people for doing all kinds of silly things, please just think a moment. It is not just what we can see in a picture, it is also often the timeline behind it. A lot of the things that are being said on Twitter and Instagram are actually very hurtful to people who are really and truly innocent in all of this. So, I mean, I've now given you the photographs to have a look at, and you guys can now go and make up your own minds and tell me what you think is going on in these photographs. Okay, guys, it's a short one because I have an early day tomorrow, but I will see you on the next one as soon as I possibly can. Until then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.